how to reprogram your subconscious mind to attract abundance into your life. I'm going to share with you in this video what you need to know to be able to attract whatever it is you want to have in your life, whether it's more money, whether it's better relationships, whether it's better health, whether it's becoming a more confident person. Those things that you want are available to you. And whatever it is that's holding you back at the moment in that place of fear, maybe you don't feel good enough, maybe you don't feel lovable enough, maybe you fear the worst about everything. You know, you were not born this way. Those thoughts, those feelings that are holding you back, you weren't born feeling that way. These are simply things that you have taken on board in your life. And you've done that for a reason, because if you're feeling that way, this will be a result of your experiences, of your environment. And most often these are things that happened early on in your life. And your mind will make you feel that way and will keep you feeling that way, even if you're in a totally different time, place, and situation now. So the good news is you don't have to feel that way, because this is a program of thought. And just like any program, any computer program, you can upgrade that program, you can discard that program, and you can replace it with a program that reflects how you want to think and feel now, how you want your life to be now, and how you like to your life to be going forward without those burdens of the past. I need to share something with you here, and that is that there are a lot of people, a lot of so-called gurus talking about manifestation. Most of them are only telling you half the truth. In fact, they're telling you a third of the truth about what is involved in manifesting a better present and future for yourself. I'm Jonathan Butler, and I spent 30 plus years of my life, of my career, working in transformation, working in taking people from that place they don't want to be to the place that they want to be. And what I've learned in that time is that there are three key things. In fact, you need all three of these things to make that shift from where you don't want to be to where you want to be. And the first of these is that you really need to want to make that change. That sounds kind of crazy. If we're unhappy, we're not happy with what's going on, but you need the desire to go to that place you want to be stronger than the fear that's keeping you in that place. And sometimes that can be about timing. Sometimes it could be about something happening that makes you finally ready to make that shift. And I'll give an example of that. In my life, on my journey, I was in a time and a place, in a job where I was so desperately unhappy. I was under so much stress, so much pressure, so many things were hard for me. I needed to change. I knew I needed to change, but it was only when I fell ill with the stress that I was going through, ended up in a hospital bed with a drip hanging out of my arm, with the doctors not knowing what was actually wrong with me, did I know that my desire to move towards where I wanted to be was stronger than what was keeping me in fear in that place. So that is really, really important. You have to want to change and be ready to change. Otherwise, we will always end up talking about the change we want to make. The second thing that you need to have, and this is what a lot of the gurus do talk about, is you need to have the belief that things can change, that things can be better for you. And that is fundamentally important. Believing that if you have bad relationships, that you can have good relationships, that you deserve a good relationship. Believing that if you've always struggled to succeed in your career or in your business, believing that you will and you can succeed in the future. So that belief is important, because if we don't have that belief, we will always end up failing. Frankly, whatever it is we try will end up failing, because if we don't deep down believe in our subconscious that those things that we want are really available to us, we will end up avoiding, procrastinating, sabotaging, giving up the first time things get a little bit tough. So we absolutely have to have that belief. And the third thing that we need is the know-how, because belief without know-how is not enough. In fact, it can actually be quite dangerous. You know, if you want to become a CEO of your company, if you want to build a successful business, it's not enough to just believe that you can have it. You actually need to understand what you need to do, what knowledge you need, what needs to change, what support you need access to be able to make that change. Otherwise, you can go with lots and lots of enthusiasm, but doing the right things doesn't happen for you, so you don't get to that point of success. So you need those three things. So the first thing, whether you're ready or not, that really is a given. Okay, that really is a given. If you are ready to change, then you do need that belief of thought. And to get that belief of thought, it is just like with a computer, it is about reprogramming your mind to think differently, to think better. So you've got to stop thinking, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I can't do that. And to do that, you have to start changing the program of your mind. How do you do that? Well, you do that by changing the words that you use. You have to consciously think about changing the negative words that you use and replacing them with positive, affirmative words. You have to start doing that. So if you tell yourself, I can't learn a language, I was never any good at that, I tried it before, I'm too old to do that, you're never going to learn that language. If you change those words to, I am learning a language, I can easily learn a language, I practice every day, I love learning languages, I love learning the new words. You see the difference that it actually makes. You're sending a message to your mind. Not only is that what you want, because you're giving attention to it, but that it is actually available to you. And along with changing the words, you also need to change the pictures that you have, the associations that you have, working on the pictures that are in your mind that you associate with. And finally, repetition. Because repetition is incredibly important. You think about when you're learning to drive a car, you learn to drive a car, first of all, you're looking at the gear stick, you're maybe looking at where the indicators are, and to think about which foot to use, what to do, in what order. Once you've done that a few times, it becomes natural and normal to you. You can do it on autopilot, which is like doing it in your subconscious. So you've got to consciously change the words that you use, the pictures that you use, and the more that you say the right things, the more that you challenge the unhelpful words, the unhelpful thoughts and pictures, the more natural and normal those thoughts and feelings come towards you. And it's also really important that when you're doing manifestation, whether it's listening to a meditation, listening to a recording, whether it's giving yourself affirmations, you've got to use words that your mind understands. So a bit like a computer, you've got to give clear, concise, direct instructions. You start putting in words, instructions, bad code into a computer, what's going to happen? You're going to get that circle of death. The computer's going to slow down. It's going to give you bad answers. You're going to confuse it. You've got to give it clear, concise, consistent instructions. You've got to make it clear to your mind what you want. If you sit there thinking, telling yourself, I deserve a promotion, I need a promotion, I need the money, they need to give that to me, you're telling yourself all the wrong things. You want to get that promotion at work. What you need to start doing is actually acting, behaving like you are already working in that promoted position. You need to be telling yourself, I am doing that job at that level. You need to be acting like you're working at that level. Maybe you look at the behaviors of the people who are already working at that level and you start doing that. You put yourself in that level. And when you do that, you will manifest to you getting that promotion. But when you just sit there stewing about it, thinking you should be having it, feeling hard done by, going to your boss complaining that you're not getting it, it won't happen. When you tell yourself, I operate at that level, I work at that level, I do that work at that level, I'm moving on to that next stage, I take things in my stride, I take on more responsibilities, and you start doing those things, you manifest that towards you because your mind is already seeing you there, and you will get the rewards for that. If I'm working with a sports person, let's say I'm working with a footballer who's not scoring goals, they have to believe that they are the best striker, the best goal scorer that there is. They have to tell themselves, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make those runs. I'm going to put myself in those positions. I love being in front of the goal. I can hit it with both feet. All of those things. They need to tell themselves to believe that they're already doing those things. It needs to be clear and positive, and then you're then giving your mind that message that that is what you want. Manifesting things to you, changing those words and pictures is about the words you use, the pictures you use, the repetitions that you use. Now, you can take this to another level altogether of using hypnosis and self-hypnosis. And if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see plenty more about how to do self-hypnosis, how also to get help with more professional hypnosis. And the reason I mention this is because when you work in self-hypnosis, you're taking yourself into a mind state where your mind is easily recoding, reprogramming. Your mind is becoming more receptive. You're taking yourself to a mind state, just like that mind state you had as a child when you took on board those unhelpful beliefs, where you're believing what you want to hear. So when you give yourself those affirmations, when you're in hypnosis, your mind will believe these things even more quickly. You're believing them in your subconscious mind. And if you listen to that recording daily, you give yourselves these affirmations all of the time, everything will shift. Your demeanor will shift. Your actions will shift. It's no good just saying, I will be rich, money will come towards me, I will be successful, I will attract. That doesn't work. You need to be working in the present. You need to be saying, I am smart, I am successful, I am already rich, I'm doing the things that rich people do. And this is where it's really, really important. Again, it's about recognizing manifestation isn't just about tapping into the law of attraction, although that's a real thing. When we believe things can come to us. But there are also other elements of science at play. We have to overcome friction. We have to gain momentum to move things forward, because we can't just ask for money, tell the universe to give us money. We have to actually do the things that we need to do. So in your manifestation, in your meditation, in your self-hypnosis, you don't need to just be saying, I'm a rich person, money comes towards me, I attract wealth, but you need to be focusing upon, I do the things that I need to do. I take the actions that I need to take. If you want to be a social media star, you probably want to be telling yourself, you need to be telling yourself that I am a social media star. I'm brilliant at what I do. Every day I wake up early. I spend X hours making content. I make interesting, high quality content. I understand what people are searching for. I do this consistently, day in, day out. I am a high performer. I do things even when I'm tired. I do things even when I'm not on top of my game. I know that consistency is important. I work hard. I hang out with people who I can learn from, who lift me up. I separate myself from people who doubt me every day. These are the kind of things that you need to be telling yourself. It's no good to just go, bring money to me. I manifest money. Money comes easily to me. You also have to be telling yourself to do the things that you need to do. And whatever it is you want to be successful at, you need to be consistent. You need to be resilient. You need to put in the work. You need to maintain your belief. You need to surround yourself with good people. You need to invest in yourself to learn from people who can show you the steps to get where you want to get to. You can learn more about self-hypnosis, so you can put some of that manifestation into place. And also check out my website, which is www.myfitmind.co.uk, where I've got more information on that, where I provide various self-hypnosis resources, but also where if you really are looking to make a big shift in your life, you might want to talk to me. I offer free calls to talk about how I can help you transform your mindset, how I can help you go on that journey where you are to where you want to be. So thanks for listening. I'm Jonathan. I hope to see you soon.